Map of Europe 254 AD. So that was like the height of the Roman Empire. See it over here? Just beautiful empire. Beautiful looking. I mean, look at that. That looks so clean. All of the Mediterranean. And this map looks also very, very high quality. I very much like it. I mean, look at that. You can even see wars that are happening. Here, Mesopotamia, Iranians, Armenia. Very cool. You just see everybody else like got their little tribes, except like the Iranians. Nobody had a real state, and the Romans had just one in that time period of that scale. That's just crazy. They were really masters at keeping that together. Well, they had civil wars often, but still, look what they all got. They started here. Rome conquered of Italy, Spain, France, the whole Balkan, Anatolia, and all of North Africa. Also Britannia. They got almost everything. Of course it would collapse at some point, but for that time period it was just enormous. For today's standards it would be an enormous country, so they did a really, really good job at creating a modern state for 254 AD. I think they then collapsed because of the Huns and stuff and the migration. Yeah, still very, very cool empire and very cool map. Map of the world in 2062. Okay, we see North America is all the same. We got like some white countries here in Central America, and the rest of Africa are these like unorganized zones of anarchies or what? I don't know, but I think there are just no existing states really there. We got United Europe, I think, except the British aren't there. Wonders, and also Switzerland and Norway. Here, the European Federation. And the European Union also still exists. So these blue countries over here are just in the Union, in the light blue, are just in the European Union, while the darker blue countries are in a federation. Also, I think Scotland is a part of the UK, but in a union. Russia looks pretty much the same. Taiwan is still independent, I like that. Also, Africa seems like some just went into a federation and united, and the other ones just collapsed. I mean, like, look at West Africa, it looks like they're united more or less, and the Central African Federation or something. Here, Union of West African States and Union of West African States. What? Okay, that's like the East Federation, Egypt, South Africa that just doesn't exist anymore. South America is literally all the same. Okay, it's always. Then we got that the Middle East just looks even more messy than it already does in our time. China looks just the same. They got like Mongolia, Pakistan, they expanded a little bit, but not too much. Are the Koreas united? Yes, there are. United Republic of Korea. So that looks now very, very unlikely. Western Hemisphere looks pretty much the same. In Europe we got just a united Europe, and Asia looks just much more messy. Same as with Africa, and like Oceania also looks pretty similar. Except that Papua New Guinea got the western part of the island. Yeah, cool map. Oh, also we got the moon. The moon is colonized. And I think on the moon is water. No, there isn't. Okay. I'm stupid. And also Antarctica is colonized. That's also very cool. Regions of the world based on data from countries similarity index. Criteria: 20% demographics, 20% culture, 20% government, 20% infrastructure, and 20% geography. Okay, like the Earth is split into 9 regions and we rank them. Okay. Number 1, North. The North and Australasia. All of NATO and EU. Together with Russia, and East, the rest of East Europe. Together with Australia and New Zealand. Well, yeah, I can see that is first place. Oh, here you can hear the countries. Number 2, we got Central and South America, like all from Mexico to Argentina, all of South America and Central America, and the Caribbean. Number 3, Middle East and North Africa. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And they should have a pretty strong economy if they're united. Sub-Saharan Africa. That also makes sense that this is one region. Number 5, South Asia. So, just India and Bangladesh. And Bhutan, okay. Number 6, Central Asia. We got Kazakhstan, all Central Asia, Azerbaijan, Mongolia, and Turkey. I feel like Turkey should be in Europe. I mean, it makes sense that there are bilateral Turkish people, or with similar history. But still, Mongolia and Turkey in one? I guess it makes sense, yeah. East Asia. Really? East Asia is under South Asia? Like all of China, the Koreas, and Japan, and Taiwan are all weaker than South Asia? I would switch them up. Also, I think that like China and Japan are stronger than Sub-Saharan Africa. I think at least. Then we got Southeast Asia. Yeah, looks cool, but I get that they aren't that strong. I mean, just some island archipelagos and Southeast Asia. Also South Pacific. Okay, like Papua New Guinea and some Eines and Oceania. I can see why they are last. I get demographics. Government, how stable it is, how democratic, yes. Infrastructure, I can also see in geography, like how safe and how what you can do with that stuff. I think at least that like American reed farms or these all of in the middle of the part in the country where they make all their foods is more valuable than some mountains in Austria. But I don't get culture. How do you measure culture? Like the dominance over the world? I mean, you can't really say that culture is dominant to another one. But okay, I mean. Most of that makes sense, I can see that. Yeah, cool man. Okay, from The Economist, I think that's a newspaper or something. 3 scenarios for the Ukraine war, published in February 2022. Okay, so before the war they thought it could be a coastal scenario, so basically they just take this coast and then they're stuck, I guess. The East Ukraine scenario, where they just completely destroy Ukraine and push them to the river. And the land bridge scenario, which just like a weaker scenario of the coastal scenario, connects Crimea from Donetsk. I feel like they aren't all that unrealistic, but in the first, if they had so much success, they would push farther, especially from the east. And also that one, I mean, sure, we all thought before the Ukraine war, if Russia attacks, Ukraine will just die in 3 days. A lot of people at least thought that. But I feel like we got a mixture of this scenario and like a very, very, very weak form from that one. Like, isn't the front like that? Yeah, but I think that all could be possible in a different universe. Map of 2020 median household income, Canada, Europe, and the US. Okay, in Europe. At first looks like US is much higher than most of Europe. I'm surprised. Most of the US states aren't under $60,000 to $65,000. Like in Europe, most of the West is like 35 to 50,000. Germany has 45 to 50,000. Norway pretty high with 60 to 65,000, but no blue, not at all. Like there are countries like Romania, Turkey with under 20,000 per year. That's pretty bad. Literally all east of Austria, Germany, Italy, and Finland have just red. I'm surprised. I thought they would be higher. And US. All of the coast is like very blue and very green. California is pretty high. I didn't expect that. But the highest are actually Massachusetts, Maryland, and DC. Okay, and Minnesota also so high. What's like the lowest? Arkansas, Mississippi, West Virginia. Also in Canada, up here. I mean, there live like 3 people there, so okay. Yeah, but I didn't expect the US to beat Europe that hard. Oh, people not living anymore because of an overdose per 100,000 people. Oh, that looks. Oh. Jesus. No, don't stop. Come on, guys, don't do it. Don't do that. We just see. Are drugs such a problem in the US? I don't know. I mean, from that to that in just 17 years, that's pretty enormous. I mean, most of the country were like 0. Maybe like 16 was the highest. Or here, 1 or 2 counties had that very dark blue or green or whatever it is. And like now, all of the country has that. I'm really surprised. Don't do that. 50 best and worst countries in terms of quality of life for women according to Women, Peace and Security Index. US and Canada, pretty good. All of Europe, pretty good. Most of Europe, pretty good. Almost all of Europe is in the best 30. Japan, South Korea, I thought Australia would be higher. I mean, they're good at almost everything. In South America, some countries, and then yeah, we got Africa and a lot of the Middle East, India, and some of Southeast Asia. Yeah, these aren't doing too hot with that. Ah, come on, guys. We're 2023. You can stop. Also, I'm surprised. The UAE is in the top 30, where all their neighbors are like worse in the world. Israel, yeah. But, I mean, come on. You can really stop that. That doesn't really fit in the time anymore. I mean, yes, you have problems, but stop it. Don't blame the woman for that, okay? And the fitting map for that. Where is the Women's Day and official holiday? So in red we got the official holiday. So basically in Asia, just in the ex-Soviet republics and in Afghanistan. What? Great. Like, you're one of the worst for women to live in, but you have that as a holiday. Okay, and in most of the world it isn't a holiday. I'm surprised. I thought that would be a thing in the entire world. And also they're just in Berlin, in Germany, is it a holiday. Cuba, almost nowhere in Africa. It really looks like it's just an Asian thing. Like North, Central and East Asian thing. And some of Eastern Europe. Just a holiday for women? Non-official holiday. What's a non-official holiday? Like you can celebrate it, but there is no law that says now you have 3 or something. Oh, we got what happened to the ISIS territory in Syria. Okay, we got 2015. In black we have the Islamic State. They had 2015 a lot. Also Syrian government in red. Autonomous administration of northeast Syria. Isn't that like Kurdistan or something? Then a lot of other groups, I have no idea what they are. US-backed rebels, Syrian opposition, Turkish-backed Free Syrian Army, also don't know what that is. Yeah, they just completely got pushed out. I didn't know that. I thought they would be like still have a huge presence in Syria, but there's nothing of them left. Obviously that's a good thing, but still, I didn't thought they would screw that up so badly. Also, it looks like Syria is more dominant by the Syrian government. Looks like they will win that civil war, like the guys under Assad. And all these rebel groups, yeah, we will just need to see how this will develop in the future. Share of live birth outside marriage. So basically how many children are born outside of marriages. Wow, Iceland with almost 70%. Your citizens have a marriage anymore? Is it like out of date or something? Also France with 62%. Portugal almost 60%. Hey, Bulgaria 60%. I was going to say the more religious your country is, or it looks like at least, the less likely is it you have a child outside of marriage. Like, look at Russia with only 20%, Turkey with just 3%, Greece with 14%, North Macedonia with 13%. But all in all, I would say it's like around 30 to 40% on average. Also the UK with 50%. We in Germany have 33.1%. Yeah, it could be, I don't know. Yeah, the lowest is definitely in Turkey. Enlargement of NATO from 1949 to now. Okay, the people who founded it, obviously, like the US, Canada, Iceland, Denmark, Norway, the UK, Belgium, the Lowlands, France, Portugal, and Italy. So basically everybody who was under Western influence and was invaded by Germany joined. Then we got like the huge enlargements after the end of the Cold War, like from 1999. Many joined. Also 2004, a lot of them joined. Oh, I forgot Greece and Turkey. Yeah, I think they joined because, I know Turkey joined because they feared Stalin would invade them. A lot of the Balkans are still open. Oh, there's a little error. Hey, looks like Northern Ireland isn't in NATO, okay. Austria isn't allowed to join, but I wish they would join. What was the last one? North Macedonia in 2020. I hope in near future we will get these two up there. And these ones, and after the war's over, you can join, everybody can join. If you have the conditions fulfilled. Yeah, but I really like it. That was all great maps today. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. You can click on the next video, it's also a reaction to maps. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye!